Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jan Moses, back here with what's potentially the final episode of the salary cap report ever. It's at least the last one here for season 6. I'm really not sure what salary cap is going to look like as a game mode in season 7, especially if the salary cap does jump up to somewhere around 30,000. Given how matchmaking is and how tough the competition is, we may see salary cap truly be at its peak in terms of every single game being really sweaty against very good opponents, bringing in a lot of their top tier opals and dark matters, and that may ruin the experience for a lot of people, potentially myself included. So I wanted to be upfront about that. I'm going to potentially try to do salary cap content in season 7, but it may not last all that long. So we'll have to see. But in the meantime, let's talk about what's going to be the final set of salary changes here for season 6 for salary cap. And we're going to talk about some of my favorite players from the promos that we got here in season 6 that I think you guys should consider buying now that a lot of their prices have dipped due to the season 6 super packs hitting the pack market about 22 hours ago or so. So let's get into it, man. You can see we're 5 and 6. It's been really sweaty in salary cap. I did not have a good experience early in round 3, but we managed to bounce back and rattle off a few wins here down the stretch. So 5 and 6 honestly is a record that I will take through the first 11 games of this round, given how difficult my opponents have been to play against, how good their teams were, and how good they just were at the game in general. So yeah, shout out to all my opponents. I had to work for every single one of those W's that you see in that left-hand column. We'll go through all the salary changes and stuff in a bit. I did want to start with going over each of the promos and wanted to at least give one, maybe two players that I liked from each promo that I think you guys should strongly consider picking up. We'll start with the fan favorites, which came out in the beginning of April. And there are a couple of players who I am interested in this set. I think the main ones that you guys want to consider, I think there are arguably 3. This is one of the better promos that we got, in my opinion, this season, especially for salary cap, because there are a number of cards in the Diamond, Pink Diamond, and even the Galaxy Opal tier that I think are worthwhile pickups for salary cap, and maybe even showdown games if you're in the lower tiers in season 7. Starting in the Diamond tier, a lot of people love Pat Burke. Justice Winslow has become my favorite point guard to run in salary cap in the Diamond tier, and I know a lot of people like Alec Pokusevski. In the Pink Diamond tier, I mean, Eddie Curry and Robert Covington are 2 of the better Pink Diamonds, in my opinion. In this game right now, Jeff Green has a nice dynamic duo with another player that came out this season, who we'll talk about in a bit. I like Dante Exum a lot. Again, as I said, Eddie Curry is fantastic. And then the Galaxy Opal tier, Dino Raja. I know a lot of people like him. I just don't know if I want to dedicate 8,000 salary towards Dino Raja, where I could run Joakim Noah for 8,000 salary as of right now, at least, and still benefit from his dynamic duo boost alongside an Amethyst card where both cards become dark matters. I'm not going to talk about the Flash promo at all. I don't really care all that much about those players. But if there are any players in that promo that you like, let me know in the comments down below. The signature series, I don't really care about this promo all that much. The only cards that I think are worthwhile are Mario Chalmers and Hassan Whiteside, mostly because they have that duo, and you can get this duo from the signature series festival, which I believe is still live. You can still redeem a number of the exchanges from that festival. I think the only ones they removed were the ones for badges and the ones that were for the MT method, where you could exchange your diamond event pieces for the shoe and takeover pack, and then the badge deluxe packs. All the player ones should still be there. In terms of this festival, the main cards I want to point out outside of the duos are these two right here. These two players are actually players who may see the floor for me for the first time in salary cap today, and we'll talk about why that is when I get to the lineup portion of this video. Keith Van Horn and Mark Williams are two pink diamonds that are fairly inexpensive to get in terms of the Signature Series event collectibles, and they're both really good. Keith Van Horn has a great jump shot, and then Mark Williams, 7-footer, only at 5,000 salary. I firmly believe that it's good to have a strong rotation of pink diamond centers for salary cap, because the more of them that you have available to you at 5,000 salary, the better, because then you can mix and match. This card, 7-footer with 87 speed. I want to try out that jump shot just to see, but I think his jumper is not bad from what I remember reading online when the festival went live for the V6 series a few weeks ago. But these are the two cards I wanted to highlight from that collection. From the Prime set, there really isn't a lot that I like in this set either. Honestly, James Posey is the card that I think I like the most. Outside of him, if you want to go and get Roy Hibbert, he has that duo with Jeff Green. You could run both of them in salary cap. I'm just not the biggest fan of running a duo where they combine for 13,000 salary. Now, maybe it'll make more sense to do that in Season 7, where we'll potentially see that salary cap skyrocket up to 30K. But until then, I don't really know if I would want to run this duo. And right now, Roy Hibbert seems to be going for a decent chunk of MT. So if you're not going to get him from the exchange for the Glitched Festival as one of those duos that you can get as non-auctionable cards, I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying him for, you know, whatever he's going for, 60K or so. Another center that I like, that I would rather spend that MT on, if I'm gonna, you know, dedicate 60 to 70K MT on a Galaxy Opal center, would be Miles Turner. This card is, in my opinion, he's incredibly good. This one's actually not too bad. He has 4 added Hall of Famers for 60K. Not too terrible. I am recording this video at about 9:40 a.m. Eastern time, somewhere around there. So I'm sure these cards will drop in price later on in the day. I think more people are going to rip packs later on today, although there's a good chance that the peak market crash did come yesterday, and we may not see another dip in prices of, you know, of a large, you know, what am I trying to say here? I've not finished my coffee. I apologize. We may not see another large-scale market crash. That's what I'm trying to say. Until a little later on in the week when they give us the blog update, which I guess is happening tomorrow, right? Showing us what's coming in Season 7 in terms of level up rewards and the Pro Pass. Very curious to see if we get a 100 overall from the Pro Pass, by the way. But yeah, Miles Turner, going back to these players, really interesting card that I would consider. Otherwise, I mean, Delano Banton, I think, is far and away the most valuable player to add from this set. He's a card that I could see going up pretty substantially in value in the auction house. You know, right now he's only 2,000 MT, and that's a great price to get him at. Honestly, I would see if I can get him with a Legend badge. This one has Legend Interceptor. That's not bad. I may try to cop one of these Delano Bantons a little bit later on, if I can get one with some added badges, because he may be a card that I want to run in salary cap. We'll see. I would just say keep an eye on that, in my opinion. Outside of him, maybe if you want Thabo Sefolosha, this is just a card that I would like to have, because I like having a card who is, you know, a decent knockdown shooter. I don't love his jump shot. How much is he going for? Okay, we'll spot one for 2,600. Where is he? Right here. We'll buy this Thabo. There we go. We bought a card on the video. Are we recording, by the way? I hope I'm recording. All right, cool. We are. Hi, YouTube. How about them Knicks, by the way? I should have actually led with that, right? First and foremost, if I'm going to talk about the game, I got to talk about Jason Tatum. Obviously, you don't want to see that. As a Knicks fan, I wanted to see the Knicks beat Boston as healthy as they can be. All these teams are banged up right now, right? The Knicks, I feel like half their team is like hobbled. Like, this is as healthy as they've been in the playoffs in a while, but they're still like hobbling all over the place. OG looked like he hurt his hamstring during that game. Boston dealing with their own injuries, right? I know Jaylen Brown is banged up playing. Kristaps Porzingis has been sick for what feels like 3 months. You know, that team is going through it. They don't have Sam Hauser, and now you lose Tatum to, we'll see what ends up being the diagnosis, but everyone thinks it's going to be a ruptured Achilles. That is as bad of an injury as it gets. I do know that there have been a lot of strides in terms of Achilles repair. They have that, I forget what it's called, like the fast bridge, the super bridge. It's, I think, a procedure similar to what Kevin Durant had. And I mean, KD may just be the anomaly here, which is funny. That's Jason Tatum's nickname, right? But KD came back and he's looked pretty good post Achilles injury. Tatum is still young enough where hopefully he can bounce back, but he may miss the entirety of the 2025-2026 NBA season. And even though I am a Knicks fan, as an NBA fan, you don't want to see one of the stars of the league go down. That's just never a good sign, obviously. So prayers up to Jason Tatum. That said, hopefully the Knicks can close this series out tomorrow in Boston, just to give them a little bit of rest. And I can't believe I'm saying that. Never thought I would ever say that sentence. I'm hoping that the Knicks can close out the series in 5 in Boston. But the Knicks are 1 win away from their first Eastern Conference Finals appearance in 25 years. And that is insane. I can't believe it. Okay, back to the MyTeam stuff. Glitched Festival. A lot of people don't like Donovan Clingan. I really like this card. He helped me get an Invincible collectible 2 Sundays in a row in the park, and he's one of my better cards to run in salary cap. I'm gonna have to move on from him because he's now at 7,500 salary. So Donovan Clingan, who is my Wemby stopper, is gonna have to sit out my final few days of salary cap here in season 6, but it is what it is. Not a lot of other cards that I would recommend to you guys for salary cap. Maybe Tari Eason. He's a card that I'm considering. He's up to 10,000 salary, which is a little rough. Andre Drummond, I don't really know how I feel about this card. I'm not going to talk about the Dark Matters, although I probably am going to add Josh Giddey to my collection just because the card looks solid. I'll probably add a few of these diamonds. Larry Sanders, maybe Sasha Pavlovich. I'm going to obviously add Steve Novak for my next theme team. Outside of that, not a lot else I want to add from that festival in terms of salary cap. And then for out of position, honestly, I would try to buy as many of these cards as possible outside of Patrick Beverley. The only reason I have this bum is because I have him non-auctionable. I got him for my 95 plus pack from playing in the park over the weekend, which of course I get him. The diamonds are all really solid. Alexis Ajinka. I feel like I'm mispronouncing his name. I apologize. I think he's the best diamond by far because you can run him at small forward. He's 7'2", and he can shoot over basically everyone. And then speaking of a player that can shoot over everyone, I bought Jabari Smith yesterday for 13,000 at the 13,000 MT. I don't know what he's going for today. He's probably going for less. Let's see. He's sitting at 17K. I'm not going to scroll for too long, but this card's obviously very, very good. He has he's 6'11" at the shooting guard position, and I think this card will only continue to go up in terms of his MT. So hopefully you guys are able to get him today for a decent price. He's already down to 15K, which is pretty decent. I think anywhere 15K or below is a great price for this guy, considering people were paying almost, I think, 30K MT for him over the weekend. So yeah, go and get Jabari Smith. I want to add Onyeka Okongwu. I want to basically add all these pink diamonds if I can. Try to get them for 4K or less, including New York Knicks legend PJ Tucker. And then in terms of the opals, a lot of these cards that are good are still really expensive. I mean, I'm trying to just get Josh Hart for like 15K, man. Like I'm waiting to see if this Josh Hart will drop in price at all. Denny Avdia and Andrew Bogut, obviously, if you can get them for a decent price, are going to be incredible for you in salary cap. But I think both cards are going for almost 100K, if not over 100K. I saw Bogut was a buyout yesterday. Is he a buyout today? The answer is no. And I think Denny Avdia, without any added badges, is going for over 100K. So, yeah, it may take a while for these cards to come down in value, which, you know, that's fine. It is what it is. That's all I got for you in terms of the players. Let's briefly talk about the lineups because we are currently how far into this video? We are, okay, 13 and a half. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The lineups, this is the main lineup I've been running in salary cap. I ended up benching Delano Banton because as much as I like him, I just feel like Justice Winslow makes more winning plays for me. When I benched Banton for Winslow, I found that Winslow was getting more steals. He's more active for me on defense. I feel like I'm running OG Anunoby at point guard, basically, when I'm running Justice Winslow. That's how good he is. And this starting five was absolutely massive for me. This bench was a lot of fun, too. Ended up benching, I think, who was it? I had DeLon Wright, I think, at point guard. Ended up benching him for the Collier and Cody Williams dynamic duo, which has been a blast to run. And now I have Pat Burke here in place of Quentin Post, which I don't know how much Quentin Post is going for. Let's quickly take a peek. Okay, so he's back down to 1,200, which that is nice. In terms of salary changes, there really aren't all that many changes to report outside of, like I said, Donovan Klingen went up. I think a number of these glitched MT Festival cards have gone up in salary. For me, the big question is going to be, who do I want to run at center in place of Donovan Klingen? And I really have two options. I'm looking at Mark Williams, and I'm going to be looking at my guy Khalil Ware. I'm kind of leaning Ware because I brought Ware into King of the Court over the weekend, and he put in work for me. But I also want to try out Mark Williams pretty badly because I put, Pink Diamond Collectibles into the exchange for him, and I've yet to use this card. The other thing I could do is I could bench Klingen, move Noah from the power forward position to the center position, and then I could bring in Keith Van Horn, who's 6'10". And then I could have two 6'10" forwards in Paolo Banchero and Keith Van Horn. I could go with that look as well, which I may like that because honestly, I love Joakim Noah's jump shot. I feel like it's pretty quick. I've been able to green it much more consistently over the last few weeks with the rhythm shooting, and his jump shot is faster than Khalil Ware. So it's a question of, do I want to go with double bigs, have a 6'11" and a 7-footer in Joakim Noah and Khalil Ware here, or with Mark Williams here? Or do I want to run with Noah at the 5 and then, have Paolo and Keith Van Horn here at the 3 and 4 in some combination? That's my main question. For right now, I'm just going to throw Mark Williams here so I can take him to shoot around later. And doing that, it makes the math easy. That adds up to exactly 26,500, which is really, really nice. Again, not a ton of other salary changes to report on. A number of the cards that we talked about last Saturday who dropped to their minimum salaries, a lot of them stayed at that minimum salary. Again, some cards like Donovan Klingen have gone up. Outside of that, a lot of these cards have not changed, but these out of position cards have all gone up in salary, which is devastating because I didn't even show you guys, not that it really matters. I'm not going to run him this weekend. I did buy a Jabari Smith, as I mentioned, but I'm not going to be able to run him because I'm not going to spend 8,000 salary on a Donovan Klingen. I'm not going to spend 8,000 salary on Jabari Smith, even though I would like to. I just don't want to make that happen when I have 8,000 salary going towards Joakim Noah. I'd rather have the 8,000 go towards him than Jabari Smith right now. Nick Collison's also another card I'm contemplating running at the power forward, but I think he's also 6'10", so why wouldn't I just run Keith Van Horn if I like his jump shot more? You can see here a lot of these pink diamonds are all still 8K, or 5K rather. Who did I just pass that was at 8K? Was that another out of position card? Yes, Patrick Beverly. So all these out of position cards are up to 8K, which is kind of funny. That's out of cycle, right? Usually we don't see these cards that come out on a Friday go up in salary until the following Saturday, 8 days later. But now we're seeing these cards go up in salary up to 8,000 or whatever their maximum salary is just a few days afterwards on Tuesday. So, we'll see. I don't know why exactly 2K did that, but it is what it is. We still have a number of these pink diamonds. I'm assuming LeBron, Dr. J, and Michael Beasley, all their pink diamond versions are all still at 5,000 salary, which is really, really nice. Just going to quickly scroll through here. You can see a lot of them still 5K, including some of these glitch cards. Maybe you like running Anthony Black. He's still at 5,000 salary. And then in terms of these diamonds, a lot of these cards are at 2,000 salary still, which is great. Except for, once again, the out of position cards. These cards, I believe, are all maxed out at 5K, which I'm assuming is going to also include Alexis Ajinka. Let's see. Where did I pass Alexis already? Gershon Yabusele is up to 5K. Where is Alexis? I might have passed him already. Yeah, I think I did. But I'm pretty sure he is at 5K salary. Not going to spend too much more time looking for him. I feel like I just passed it. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, he's at 5K salary as well. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, if you guys want to try to get your agendas done, I'm not going for the second string of agendas. These right here. Where is it? The glitched event challenges. I'm not going to try to get these done. I really don't care about these because there really isn't all that much that I care about in terms of the exchange. And I'm going to be quick selling all the diamonds that I have, all the diamond collectibles that I have from the glitched festival. I'm going to be quick selling all those diamonds for 200 MT a pop. And then I'll be probably quick selling whatever I've left here. It's just, I don't want to grind and get all these collectibles that I have to then spend a couple of hours breaking down. I value my time too much to be doing this more than I have to. We're already in May. Like, we're in the middle of May. Why am I quick selling collectibles for 200 a pop? Makes no sense to me. I'd rather just do it for one of the promos, not the other one. So All right, with that being said, I think all I have left to do is open up one pack. That's all I have. I have my Galaxy Opal pack for hitting 750 points in salary cap in this round. This is my second and final Galaxy Opal pack here. Let's open it up and see what potentially our final Galaxy Opal reward pack from salary cap will be. I don't even know who I want, man. There really aren't that many good Galaxy Opals. Well, it's not going to be Wemby, so 97 3-ball. Is this Jalen Brunson? Is this Bradley Beal? Yeah, it's Bradley Beal. I don't think I really care about Bradley Beal all that much. But again, there really weren't a lot of Opals that I would have been excited about. So Bradley Beal, welcome to the team, I guess. And I think that's all I have for you guys. Yeah. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. Well, I appreciate you. As always, let me know in the comments down below who are you guys running in salary cap this week, or if anything, let me know if you guys are done playing salary cap for the season. Maybe you guys already hit 2,500 or 5,000 points. As you guys can see, I still have my work cut out for me, but at the very least, I'm basically halfway there, right? We're at 1269. I thought that was a great number to stop at. We are basically halfway to 2,500, which means we are almost at our dark matter reward from season 6, and I'm praying that it's not a card similar to what I got last season. I'm not going to say his name, but I don't want to see that card or any bad dark matter if I can help it ever again. I'm hoping I didn't I hope I didn't use up all of my dark matter luck on the Kawhi Leonard that we got a couple of videos ago. So yeah, we'll see. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, go Knicks, and I'll see you later.